Poppy Playtime 4. The Final Experiment. Chapter 1. The Invitation. It started with an email. Your hands trembled as you read the subject line, "The truth awaits. Playtime Co." It had been years since the factory closed down. Everyone assumed that after the Mommy Longlegs incident and the revelation of Experiment 1006, the nightmare was over. But now, as you stared at the email, you knew that something had been left unfinished. The message was simple. We were wrong. The real experiment was never shut down. Come to the factory. Bring no one. A single attachment was included, a blueprint of an underground sector that had never been mentioned in any previous records. The title at the top read, Sector E, the Forgotten Project. Against every instinct telling you to ignore it, you found yourself heading back to the place that had haunted your nightmares. Chapter 2. Descent into Darkness. The main entrance to Playtime Co. was just as you remembered, an eerie, hollow shell of what had once been a bustling toy empire. Huggy Wuggy's massive cardboard cutout still grinned from the shadows, his eyes seeming to follow you as you moved. But you weren't here for the factory above. You were here for what lay beneath. According to the blueprint, Sector E was located deep underground, behind a hidden panel in the game station. Navigating the abandoned hallways, you finally found it. A rusted control panel embedded in the wall. You hesitated before pressing the button. With a grinding screech, the floor beneath you began to shift. Dust and debris rained down as a massive, hidden elevator emerged from the ground. You stepped inside, gripping your flashlight tightly. As the doors slid shut, the elevator lurched downward into complete darkness. Chapter 3. The Forgotten Project. The doors opened with a mechanical hiss, revealing a vast underground research facility. Unlike the factory above, which had been left to decay, Sector E was still operational. Machines hummed, monitors flickered, and deep within the halls, something was still moving. Walking forward, you passed by rows of containment chambers, each holding something that had once been a toy, now twisted into something unrecognizable. Some had extra limbs, others had half-melted faces, their plastic bodies fused with human-like flesh. A computer terminal sat at the center of the room, still powered on. You skimmed through the logs, your heart pounding as you read the entries. Experiment 2001. Failed. Mental deterioration within 24 hours. Experiment 2002. Increased aggression. Containment breached. Experiment 2003. Temporary success. Entity refers to itself as the Collector. Experiment 2004. Subject has gained full sentience. No longer considers itself a toy. Then, one final entry. Experiment 000. Unleashed. Evacuation imminent. Before you could process what that meant, the lights flickered, and a deep thudding sound echoed through the halls. Something was awake. Chapter 4. The Collector. The intercom crackled to life. A distorted, almost human voice whispered, "You're not supposed to be here." A loud crash came from behind you. You turned just in time to see a massive, shadowy figure lurch forward from the darkness. It was unlike anything you had encountered before. A monstrous fusion of multiple toys, its body a grotesque mix of plastic, fabric, and metallic parts. Several faces, some doll-like, others resembling employees from old Playtime Cobert posters, twisted and screamed from within its shifting form. But its eyes, they were human. You stole their lives. Now I take yours. You ran. Sprinting down the corridors, you frantically searched for a way out. The creature, the Collector, followed closely, its heavy steps shaking the floor. You could hear voices, fragments of memories trapped within it, whispering, screaming, begging. Turning a corner, you spotted a massive control panel with a single red button labeled Facility Purge, Emergency Activation. The collector loomed behind you, its shifting form reaching out, dozens of plastic hands clawing at the air. You had seconds to decide. Chapter 5. The Final Choice. There were two options: press the button and purge the entire sector, destroying the collector and everything inside. Try to reason with it, risking everything. If you pressed the button, the factory's failsafe would activate, collapsing the underground lab and burying the horrors forever. But if you didn't, what would happen if the collector escaped? As your hand hovered over the button, the creature paused. You don't have to do this," it whispered, its voice fragmented with echoes of past lives. Was there still humanity left in it? The screen faded to black. Multiple endings, the purge, ending. You press the button, watching as the entire facility collapses. The collector lets out a final, chilling scream before being consumed by the destruction. As you escape, the factory above begins to